We are live, and I'm super stoked. What we got going on today? Let me just. I've got to hop into our armature here to hold the phone. I hope you're all doing super awesome. I just got back from picking up some paintings up in Oceanside at the Oceanside Museum of Art. Wow, I do not know. Oh, here we go. Hey, it's Doc Day. What's going on, Doc? What time is it in your neck of the woods? We are going to do some watercolor painting. I'm going to grab my board. This is a board that I really like to use. It's got this nice hard edge. A lot of people in the drafting world use it because you can use your straight edge, and this edge stays nice. It's super lightweight. I'll be using that today. And I don't know if I've shown you this nifty little trick on when you get a full sheet of paper. This is not a full sheet of paper, this is a half sheet. But if you take your paper, line up this corner, line up that corner, and then make your nice crease right here. And we're gonna just go ahead and make that fold. And I kind of take my thumbnail and I score it like this, okay? And then I fold it reverse like that and score it one more time and back and like that. Now, if you start a little tear right here like that, see that? And then turn it away from you and pull. See that? Just pull. Voila. That is a really nice way to have some nice deckled edges for your paper. And see, you can see I tore the other one like that. So we're going to be using some cold press paper today. And we will change our format of the camera. Bum, bum, bum. Let's do that now. And so some of you are new here with me, and I've got to just share some nerdy info with you all, and that is, why do we tape down our painting? If you know the answer, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let me grab my tape. And that's right. The reason why we tape down our painting is so that our paper does not warp. And we're already using watercolor paper, and that kind of helps with the warpage, right? And so the other thing to keep in consideration is the other thing to keep in consideration is it being 100% cotton, right? So today's paper I'm using is from our good friends at Cheap Joe's. They sent me a whole bunch of this wonderful paper. and it is called Kilimanjaro. I'm enjoying this paper. Some of you are probably familiar with Arches, Saunders, Waterford. There's other papers out there, right? One of them I like also is from China, called Bohong. Obviously, Fabiano. That's Italian paper, and this is made in Italy. And so I like Fabiano paper. Their cold press artistico paper is definitely affordable. This paper is definitely affordable. Doc Day, what paper do you use in your neck of the woods? Let us know. I'm sure it's something amazing. All right. Well, today we are gonna look at this cool barn scene. So my birthday was just a few days ago, and I turned 48 years old, and October 15th was my birthday, and I got to go out and Canson, yep, in Milford. Very nice, Doc. This was a lovely painting that I did on my birthday. We're gonna do something similar to this concept, okay? The reason why we're doing something similar to this concept is I've said this many times, and I'll keep saying it. You want to work in a series, okay? And so some of you really enjoyed our barn series last week. I've been enjoying it. There is an artist that I'm enjoying, and there's this book. This is a book that I just got. This is by Eric Salon. And look at these barn drawings. Really cool. He tells you about the types of wood, the different styles, the way the wood was fabricated to make a strong barn. Some of these barns are, made out of logs. Some are made, well, obviously all wood, right? But there's different styles of barns where you may live. There are different styles. Now we're starting to just see these metal things go up. But it's kind of really nice to just see the different styles of roofs and why. Like this one, we got the New England style, 1750. But you got the Dutch style, and then we have the New England. This was to help with how the winter wind would affect hitting the barn, how it would go up and over. So just, it's fun there are some colored pages. This is an older book. And look at that barn in the snow. And I like to do research. One way to get better at a subject is to do some wonderful research. Super good book. There he is right there, Eric Salone. He's got other books out there. I will be sharing more about these books in a upcoming book review that is about to come out. So, without any further ado, let's look at how I would go about doing this barn. Always, right? Hey, here's one nifty little guy. Check this out. So we let out our lead, right? I like to use this thicker lead. And this thing, see this little hole at the end? Have I shared this with you yet? Check this out. It sharpens. It's a sharpener. Look at that. Look at that point. It's going to make me a nice little point. I am super lazy about carrying a a pencil sharpener with me. I'm really bad. That's why you'll never see me with regular pencils anymore. Alright, so I've already decided that this painting is going to go horizontal. Alright, so the next thing I need to know is how much land and how much that's above land. Okay, so I'm going to break this into this little section here. So this we have now is our foreground, middle ground with a background. Okay, there is kind of a hillside that is coming in behind the barn. There's also a wonderful tree that comes in behind the barn like this. And then there's this bush here and something here. And then not quite in the middle and not quite all the way over here, but somewhere right about here is the pitch, the corner top of my roof. And I need to think about first how tall this barn is going to be and how wide. Okay, now I know where my roof now is going to come down like so. Okay, so then we're going to put in our barn door right in here like so. We'll put some things leaning up against the barn. There's always stuff leaning up against the barn. Right back here is that little slant, and there's this little land, and there was like some kind of stake, like this little stake right here that's sticking up. Okay. All right. Actually, I could put that a little bit into the show so you can see it. Right here is the opening of our barn. I'm going to bump it up just a little bit bigger. Then we have some nice blank space. Then over here is another opening, but we won't see this much. And then we've got this thing coming over across like that. So here's my pitch here. And this is coming like that. Then we've got our other pitch coming like this. We get to see a little bit of the back side or the side view of our barn. It kind of comes like this. This is a little bit taller, swooping down and coming like so. All right, this comes across here. There's this little slab here, and then we've got some dappled lighting, some wonderful, there's actually an embankment, but we can't see it. It kind of comes down. We're going to put a tree. I'm going to bring this tree over a little bit more this time, like so. And then he's going to come up and over. Now, one thing we know about a tree, right, is that it gets thicker at the base, right? So this is round, and then this gets smaller, right, like this, and then even smaller, and then he kind of breaks off and goes this way. And he's going to get a little bit wider. This is a part that got kind of chopped off. Okay, and there's another knot there. This is going to come up like that. Nice little thin piece here. Nice big chunk. And a breakaway that comes over there. We'll make another little break coming up over there with our roof. So this tree comes into our foreground. This is coming like that, coming across, zigzag and back. We are going to put, where's he at? Where's he at? I found this guy today, and he wants to be in our painting. So let me introduce you to our little friend. Where are you, buddy? Bum, bum, bum. We have a visitor today, and no, that's not him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Maybe he's in here. No, that's his other buddy. You can't see what I'm digging into, but in just a second. Oh, there he is. Alright, so when I do paintings, I kind of change them up a little bit. So, we've got this guy that, check him out. Say hi. Hey, everybody. So, we're going to put this guy sitting in our picture. So, I'm thinking, let's put that right like so. Hey, we'll put him like that. Alright. So, this guy, he saw me at the antique store today, and he says, hey, Gabriel, put me in your painting. And I said, you got it, pal. So, I'm thinking he's sitting on this stack of wood. So let's put him like this, and he's got his hat, right? And his arms are kind of chilling, and then he's got his feet kind of kicked out, right? Haha. There he is. And let's give him a buddy. Maybe he needs a buddy to talk to. So let's say he has a twinner. He's got a twin, and his twin is sitting right over here next to him. Maybe it's his son, or let's give him a baseball hat instead. And let's put him here. And he's sitting there. And they're both sitting there having a good time. Just chit-chatting. Maybe we can give him a dog. Let's give him a happy little dog here. And I like dogs in my pictures. And he's being a good dog. Let's put some shadows here. Maybe we got his other buddy over here. So if they're that tall, then our buddy here, he's coming to see what these two are kind of talking about. And maybe he's carrying something. He's carrying a piece of wood that he just cut for the barn or something. And that leg's there. Alright, so we've got something going on. Alright, what are we gonna name him? Put in the comments what we're gonna name our friend. What do you think we should name him? And don't say Brownie, because he's more of like a burnt sienna. But he's gonna go away for now, and then he'll be back. All right. Put some names in the chat. We've got to paint in here the inside of our barn, but before we paint it, we've got to design it. So this tapers back. This tapers back. There's this retaining wall, and then we've got some boards, and we're gonna paint all that. Right up here is this wonderful light. I love this light. Look at this lamp. Isn't that just wonderful? And the cast shadow is going to change. This was not the cast shadow when I first arrived on scene. This was a cast shadow that I actually did right towards the end. And we're going to probably do that one. So this thing comes like that with our bulb. Then there's this other piece of the lamp that's a little bit smaller. This has almost like a question mark thing with a deal here. Okay. And then our shadow will do this thing. And there'll be this little deal here and a nice oval of some sorts. Okay, we'll put a lot more attention into that. Let's work on this roof just a little bit more. This tree comes down. All right, I might be going fast. That's just because I'm super excited about today's Watercolor Wednesday. We've got a shadow, and this shadow, the sun is this way, so our shadow is going to kick like this, and it's going to be under this roof here. There's this piece here. This comes down. We won't see much of what's going on there, but we could start putting in some of these lines just to get an idea. Okay, our barn is over here. Up here is going to be some little like weeds and brush that are coming out of the creek. And they're nice little zigzag. This shadow coming down like this. And we've got some stuff coming down the hill like that. Alright. Let me see if there was any questions. Bum bum bum. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. And Mr. Smith is what Doc came up for our guy's name. Alright. Mr. Smith. That is Mr. Smith. What is that from? That is from like a TV show, isn't it? Isn't that Lost in Space or something? Alright. I'm gonna get out my handy dandy eraser. Bum, bum, bum. It's always good to have lots of erasers. You never know when you're gonna need it, right? And speaking of, we're gonna just lighten up some of this stuff. And I'm really not doing much to it. What I want to do is just kind of lighten that up. Lighten up this. You can only do this right now. You cannot lighten up your lines afterwards. Alright, with that said, I'm going to get my brushes. Oh, I've got to show you guys some cool stuff. we'll take a little break here, and when I get my painting to a little stopping point, there's some cool goodies that I got recently that you've got to just see. Some of you might already have them. These goodies are other tools in your toolbox that it doesn't hurt to have as an artist, and we are going to look at those. And a little teaser is that it's not watercolor paints. What? That's right, you heard me right. I'm going to show you some other cool products. This this guy here needs to get cleaned up just a little bit. This palette is messy, messy, messy. This is what happens when you do some hiking and painting and you're out in the middle of Timbuktu and you forgot, or I forgot a, whatchamacallit, paper towels. And so I'm happy with the painting though. The painting turned out really nice. There's just sometimes where you do need to clean this palette. It can get other things. I'll be completely honest. I dropped this sucker. This sucker fell in the dirt. And I could see it's a little dirty. Not the paint area, just some dirt got put in here. And I don't really want it in this nice fresh. So this is the reason why I don't clean the palette, because you guys gotta know, when does Gabriel clean his palette? I clean it when I need it clean. Or I'm just wasting paper towels. I watch some of these neat freak people, beginning watercolor people, and they worry so much about keeping this so clean. And I go, well, you're just dirtying paper towels that you don't even know if you need to dirty them or not. I'm going to use this brush. We're going to use this one, and I'll be using this weird guy today. You'll probably want to know why, because he is just a mess. We're going to use his travel brushes here. Alright, let's go into this painting with some smiles. And the first thing first is I want to get this yellow, but it's got to be a warm yellow. Alright, and right away I've got to put this warm yellow here in my foreground first. What? Gabriel, you never start with the foreground. Well, guess what? This foreground area needs to set up for me. And the reason why I know is because I've already painted this and I knew what had to take place. So I'm going to take care of all that. I'm going to lighten up all this. This painting has so much light in it and so much warmth. The sun was facing this painting, okay? Or this barn, I should say, right? And by me taking care of this now, what is that doing for us? That's getting us to set up to win. There's some nice light. More water than pigment right back in here. A little more fun yellows. Okay, because there's going to be some nice little bright puffs of light. So much light in this painting. Now we need just a little hint of some green stuff right in here. It's still yellowy green. And then we're going to get right in here. And then you're like, hey, what about the sky? We are now ready for some blue for our sky. And we're going to get in here with a nice clean brush. Right along the top there is a nice light, uber light. Like this is, I cannot stress how much water we're going to need in the beginning of this particular painting. The other side though gets a little more blue, but still uber light. There we go, just like that. We now have our top of our barn, which needs the first lovely color, and it's right here. I don't have to mix it, it's still left on my palette. And what it is this kind of, it's almost, if I were to tell you a color that Daniel Smith has, it's almost like Piemontite, which is a stone, or it is, Minnesota pipestone, one of my other faves. Okay, there's our roof. Alright, don't freak out too bad about what's going on just yet with that roof. It's actually got three stages to it. I'm going to check here shortly for your comments if you got any questions, or for your piece. I totally lost that one. Alright, I'm going to paint around. I'm leaving that white of the lamp. And then you're probably thinking, Gabriel, are you getting enough sleep? So I'm just excited about this new series of barns. I will be finishing up my other series though on boats and having a one-man show here soon. But as of right now, I'm looking at a venue. So if you know of a venue that would probably like to have boats paintings, let me know. That part of the grass is going to be so much in the cool area. I just got to paint it green. Let's put this light color finishing up down here at the bottom. This guy has to have that nice light glow of light behind him. I am now done with this mop brush. This mop brush cannot come back out into this painting because it'll just saturate where we don't want saturation. Alright, my favorite part is up next. And if you have an old brush, I've got this old brush here. I got it even marked to use this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a green. I've got a green over here. I've got some wonderful turquoise, Sleeping Beauty turquoise. And I've got to make this green kind of grayish, okay? So what we're going to do is add the complementary to that green, which is red. We're going to add some red in here. Now, see this? There's a lot of pigment and not much water. And now I'm going to go right into here for this tree. See that? And some of you are like, oh, Gabriel, I can't treat my brush like that. I totally get it. I'm going to now add some lavender. And that's why I use a brush that I can be kind of mean to it. because I take good care of my brushes as well. I'm rinsing out that brush. I'm gonna get some more lavender and make a lighter green here. Bringing that closer to our barn. Remember, this is behind the barn, not in front of it. So having these doll-like colors, what is that doing for you? It is pushing that area back. Nice and far. I need a little bit of yellowy green right in here. Not much, just a little. We've got some trees that are turning fall, right? So we've got to make this kind of look more green than what is kind of out there. You might want to paint fall stuff. I'm not quite ready. Even though I just got back from Maryland, where everything now is probably turned all pretty colors. See that? That's almost too... This is almost too garish. And it's just like too loud. So I gotta put some red into there, which is now gonna just quiet down. Alright, now I'm gonna put some brown into this green. Do this next section here. This is behind the barn. We've got that tree, right? It needs some greens around it. We need some green behind our barn. You see, I'm just moving from one side to the next. I'm not jumping all around. And then we're going to put these branches here and here. The nice green stuff coming right on down on top of our barn. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Now, while I've had this green, I'm going to get some blue. That's right, I'm adding blue. Now I'm going to add some brown. Back to some blue. This is the shadowy, dark area of my tree. So this comes in like that. There's this branch here, right? Let's keep that branch. And then there was this branch, right? Look at that. Isn't that just a cool tree? And this now is going over the top of my barn. It's coming in here. One side is going to be darker, right? Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, this gets a little more water now. Now, I'm going to get some buff titanium. And we're going to get some nice textures in our tree right here. This tree has got to have a couple of different parts to it also. He likes to have a little more attention. Gets a little dark again back down in here. This gets light, dark, light, light again. We're gonna come back to our tree. This is bothering me though. There. Nice. We've got one tree. What about our other tree, Gabriel? I'm glad you asked, because that now gets this watercolor white in here. And look at that. There is my other tree. It's the same color. One is just tone-wise lighter. I'm gonna give this guy a couple more little branches than my last painting. It's a bigger painting, therefore it gets a little more detail. Okay, branches going out get bigger, right? Right. There we go. Bring that right almost down to our roof, like that. Nice. Well, it kind of got a little sparse on our tree there. So let's put some more branches right in here. I mean, green stuff. More green stuff. But we can still, don't lose your branches. Paint it, but don't. Now remember, this is the brush that I get to, I don't do this to all my brushes, okay? Just only certain ones. If you don't know which one that is yet, then maybe you can just paint with the side of your brush. Okay? Alright. I'm liking that tree. He is a happy tree. I'm gonna splatter a little bit of lavender in there. And I might have missed some comments. I'll go back in and check your comments just here shortly. Thank you for your patience. Let's splatter some lavender in our tree. These are like acorns or whatever. We can put some acorns. Let's get some of this fleshy color. There. Let's put some over here. This is creating some nice textures. It doesn't have to be a huge difference in color, okay? Probably the closer might be a little better. Nice. If a little bit gets on your roof, it's all good. Kuna Matata means no worries. Now I'm going to another with my brush that's all beaded up. That's the one with this. I know that this is not it now. There's a heel that kind of comes down. This is getting dry where I want it. I love these different pieces in here, which is going to help me with the texture. And just for giggles, I just want to, I just got to do it. I just got to paint this little turquoise right here. Haha. Actually, it could be a little lighter. So I'm going to do what's called lifting. There. Nice. Right here is some really light trees. So right in here gets this lighter tree. This tree is so light, it's almost faint because it's getting so much light. And then it gets a little heavier. And chroma right there. All right. There are a couple little rocks. And one rock, he's kind of right about here. And then we've got another little rock right about here. And with that rock comes a shadow that comes on an angle, and then there's another angle. And what did I just do? I just established our heel. There's a heel here, and I'm gonna put this nice light swipes of green stuff coming down the hill like this. See that? Nice. There we go. These are just like parts of grasses and whatnot. And so we just got to get an idea that there's a heel. And the best way to do that is to draw downward marks. There is that, see those downward marks? Okay. There is this little orange thing here that kind of just goes, hey, I want to be in the picture too. And we put him right here. That is the first color for him. Then he gets a little bit of this brown, green stuff off to the side. That quiets him down just a little bit. Then there is some wonderful shadows. So we got some purpley color with some green. And that connects right in here, which is right behind our guy. And then we see that board, right? Here's the shadow. The shadow is over here, coming down. Our guy with his pants on. You gotta paint people with the pants on. And we've got some wonderful wood here that's leaning up against our barn. Let's put this wood here. It's actually there. It literally is in the photo. Apologize for not printing the photo, but just trust me. Alright, we've got our barn, and it gets one layer of some darkish wood thingy here, and it's gonna get a nice shade coming down. Now we're using transparent watercolor. For all my people that matters to them, we are now using what people like to call transparent watercolor. I'm putting in some long, nice, confident brush strokes. There's my wood grain. Now, with a little bit of wonderful purple and brown, I'm going to darken this up right in here. And it's going to push back our background, give us a couple more layers in our barn. Cool things about barns is they're old and they're kind of falling apart, right? Alright, with that said, let's put the roof on. We're going to put our roof on. And if you put some comments in there and questions, I'm happy to answer them here in just a couple more minutes. You know, when you're painting these lives, I'm also trying to think, what am I painting next? So thank you for your patience. And if I haven't answered your question yet, if you're on the replay, please put your questions. And sometimes the YouTube peoples let me know you have a question and I come over and answer it. Alright, we've got this barn that's got these nice things coming in here. And remember, this is the shade side. So that's a little bit dark right in there. And we've got this nice little thing coming across, which we will now see. we're gonna build that up with some golden goodness. This thing comes across over like that, like so. Let's look at the inside of our barn in just one moment. But we've got this part here. See, this shadow comes like this, and then boom, 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 like that. And then, and right underneath our dudes. There we go. All right. We've got these guys having a talk. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're just Mr. Smith, I guess. Thanks to Doc. Doc gave this guy a name. All right, we've got a face that goes with this smile. Let's give him a shirt. He's got this blue shirt on. Or jacket. How about a jacket? And pants. But he's in the shadow. You can't really see his pants. He's got a hat on. There's a shadow. Well, there's not much of a shadow because this whole deal is backlit. What does that mean? There's light behind him. Okay. Alright. He is carrying that piece of wood. We will detail more of that to come. We are going to just a little more red on his face. Let's put some red on these guys. And a dog. That dog wants to be painted too. Let's make him an orange dog for now. Orange dog. You'll see why. Alright, we've got our wood. Let's paint our wood, and it has strips coming down, right? It's a barn, and the barn has slats of wood. I'm not counting the slats of wood, I know that the wood comes down and up. So just when you're making these, when you're thinking boards, you're also thinking there's a pattern, right? So we're actually just painting patterns. We're not really painting wood per se. These get a little darker over here. Those go down like that. These come, there's an opening over there. The fun thing is about barns, there's like different woods that are highlighted or older. Some people might make an amazing barn. They're like barn genius and they use all the best wood. Not our barn. Our barn guy, he had a tight budget, but he counted the cost and he made a good barn. I didn't say it was a great barn. I said it was a good barn. Alright, let's go ahead and make our shadow underneath our barn here. See how I just do it and get out of there. Don't spend too much time. Okay. This part of the barn, we're not going to get to see much that's going on in there, so We're actually going to darken, but we're going to leave some white around our tree. For those of you that love to see me saving my whites, hit record. I'm just kidding. We've got some lovely whites being saved, which is creating distance. That's the real barn door. We could drop in a little of that good old Lauren McCracken black right in here. Just a little bit darker. Well, we got an idea of what's going on inside of that barn, we can work on this side of the barn. What I need is a nice dark wood color coming in like this. Now that side of the barn might have little light coming through, so don't be too quick. This is not a coloring book exercise. We are watercolorists, we're painters, we are making paintings. So when there is an area in the painting that is nice and light, we don't want to fill it in all dark, okay? There's a nice dark trim right here. Nice. There is a board that's going across, and there's a nice dark board here. And on this side, the side that is the closest to our dude is gonna go darker. So this gets some nice darks right like so. And just to make it just a touch darker, I'm going to use some this color. This is lunar black, because I want the darkest black over by our conversation. Alright, we have established the inside of the barn, and you're probably thinking, what about all the detail that goes into the barn? And you are 100% correct. But before I go there, okay, our tree lined up just a little too much. So I'm going to come here and darken up that tree just a little bit more. There. Done. Yep. This is all finished except for the last technique. We're moving along somewhat quickly today. Let's look at the wonderful green grass. Well, there's not quite much green grass going on in here. That's kind of like dirt. But there is some grass right about here. And here. And let's save some white around the tree again. Bringing that grass around over here. I gotta put this in because we're gonna get those weeds growing up over by our creek. That's right, I said creek. That's how we say it in Oregon. Oregon. Alright. Hopefully nobody's from Oregon watching right now, because they're gonna probably come look for me. Anyways, I'm gonna do one pass of green right here. Okay. Remember what I said. Which is in a coloring book, so I don't need to fill all that in, right? Now this is in the shadows of some trees right there. So some moon glow with this green apatite makes for a beautiful shade of grasses. It's lovely. There's going to be some little bits and pieces in here because it'll look lovely. This foreground really gets to look nice and cool. And I don't want a straight line. I want something that kind of comes in like this, down, and over. You see that? To add a little bit of texture, I'm just going to take a little bit of water and splatter like that. See that? And right here, a little bit of water. You gotta try this. You gotta just trust me and try that because it is fun. All right, we're gonna get our liner, this right here, and some brown, which is this brown I like is called burnt scarlet hematite. It is my ultimate buddy. Add some blue to make it a cooler brown. I said a little bit of brown, a little bit of cool. Alright, there it is. So, we're going to come over here and see what this looks like. And I like that. I'm going to put in these slats of wood. Come back over here and reload. There's this thing of wood that's coming across over here. Like that. And this dude comes under there because there's a shadow. There's a shadow underneath this strip of wood. It breaks, it starts again, and goes over there. Finito. Finished. Alright. And you've got to say some silly things. You've got to get in here and just enjoy yourself. If you're not enjoying this process, you're missing out on the present moment. Being in the moment, you're going to have fun, encouraging times of painting. This is going to get a little bit of bump, 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 and what about bing, and bam. And shoop. There it is. There is some nice, wonderful darks in this green of wood. This barn has some cool gaps in it. We're going back into patterns. Remember pattern? We were talking about patterns. So, but we've got to have the pattern is going boom, 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 boom across. But we are trying to put in some different breaks and textures and whatnot in our barn. You don't want the same solid line. I got one nice established line, right? But now the other ones are in here And if I get one too much, I can just scrape it a little. I could take some paint off the barn. Let's get it here. Right in there. Here. The less that you care about being perfect, the better this barn is going to turn out. Let's get in here and add a little bit of orange in here, because these other ones are going to be a little bit lighter. Adding a little bit of water. I'm going to come right about in here and then down here and down like this. So it's nice if you can get your hands on one of these little Chinese or rigger brush. You know, it's just a fine line brush that has a really nice... Oh, I need to plug in this battery. I get to go get my new equipment for these shows today. I will be getting something that the battery isn't going to be dying. How cool is that? You all deserve it. You've been so patient with me over the last few years where we have had the battery just poop out, and that's going to end today. And this gets to go just a touch darker. Let's put some weeds. Don't you want to know how to paint weeds? Well, I got all this nice brown stuff. Let's put some green stuff back into it. Cool it off a little bit, because they're nice weeds that are wonderfully nurtured by the crick. Alright, and what we're going to do, the highest one is going to come right about here. And we're going to first start with just a little bit of green stuff and then a swoopty. And add some more little green branches or leaves. And then a nice little swoopty. It gets thicker and bunched up in here. Okay, you'll see where I'm going with this. A little bit of scratches. Now, we've got this little guy coming in. Nice and hot. Some squigglies there. And yes, I'm going to tell you, don't worry about this being, again, perfect. We got some nice little squigglies here, squigglies there, some squigglies coming up in there. A little more water in my moisture, some nice little, wonderful little leaves onto our branches, like that. And then this all thicket gets painted like this, and then it gets my fingernail for subtractive leaves. Okay, if you're thinking, where is he gonna paint those leaves down in that green stuff? And what I'm doing is making the shape of the thing. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We've got some more wonderful weeds coming up in here, right? And we've got some more leaves here. These little things are just sticking off. You make one every other one, like so. There it is. Some of these aren't full. Some of these are dying off. And how do I know? Because I had to go pushing through these weeds to get to the other side to get some pictures of the barn. But we now have established our foreground and our middle ground. We're going to add a little more purpley goodness to our green. And let's just drop this in here like this. And remember our little splatter thing? We're going to do it here too. Okay. And that's going to come around our tree and down like so. It gets a little darker over here. Maybe this is a little rock. Ooh, how about that? I see a little rock there. Let's paint that rock in. Well, there's weeds on that other side, right? But they're darker, different weed-ish. So let's get in here. Now, less is more, and more is more. And how do you know when too much is too much? When you ask yourself, does it need more? That's when you quit. And look at that. Guess what we're going to do? With the same liner, I'm going to get into here some lavender. Yep, you guessed it. We're going to create some flowers. Some pretty, pretty flowers. There it is. You didn't know you were going to get some singing today, did you? Flowers, flowers. Does anybody need some flowers? Let's make some big flowers. And that's enough flowers. Wow, what do you know? We've got a cool barn. Well, what about our people here? This almost looks like the city guy coming with his briefcases. Look at, he's got artwork to sell. Hey, would you like to buy my paintings? Oh my goodness, I make myself laugh. Here we go. And he's got pants on. Alright. Well, should we have our model come back out? Excuse me, sir. Could you come sit for us again? The reason why is because it was turning out so nice. We're going to bring him back in to our show. And you know what would actually help? Is... See, look at that. That's a happy dog. That's a guy walking. Let's do this. Let's put this here. Now, we can see our friend. And we're not going to do all that detail, but what we're going to do is we're going to add some shadows. With the same brush I have, we're going to take some nice dark colors and make the shadow on one side of him. So his hat is in the shadow, his shirt over here is in the shadow, like that. This could be a little more redder. Let's put this here, and then his leg here, and his other leg, this leg, and there's that arm. Cool, there's this hat, and he's got a belly, and nice. Now, the young man is wearing a different shirt, so let's go with our lavender this time. And guess what? They're kind of sitting the same, so I'm going to take the lavender, and I'm going to paint this side of the white shirt lavender, and I'm going to paint this part of the white shirt lavender. Okay, let's give him some blue jeans for all my blue jean wearing friends. And we've got a leg here, and inside of a leg like that, and then here there's a light hitting the pant legs, right? A little bit darker under the arms. Yeah. They are both just sitting there. Let's give him a blue hat. And, I keep putting my hand in my wet paint. My painting. And he's got a hat. Here we go. How about our dog? Guess what? He's actually a darker dog. That is what's called an underpainting. There he is. He's a good boy. We like a good dog, don't we? Good dog. He's sitting there. And then there's a shadow. Under them. Like that. I like it. If you're liking our new person posing for our painting, please give him a thumbs up for give him some applause. Make him feel like he wants to come back and join us again. Oh my goodness, I'm so silly. All right, look at that. We've got our gentleman. We've got our artist guy. Hey, I painted some pictures of your blur. Would you like to buy my wonderful pictures? Hey, get out of here. We built this barn. Too funny. All right, and you know what we gotta do? We always do this, right? We pull back the tape and see how everything's going on. All right, say goodnight. See you guys. Thanks for having me. Do, 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 do. Oh my gosh, if you're not enjoying the commentary, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how I'm rolling with it. Oh, you know what I gotta do? The roof. We gotta do the roof. Uh-oh. That's okay. So, I don't know how far we're into this bad boy. 77 minutes. Well, let's keep rolling. If you got places to be, I totally understand. We all have a life. And, thank you. I am going to show one other thing that has nothing to do with painting as soon as I'm done here. And I'm really curious to see if you guys use this product. But I've got to finish this barn first. And I've got to do it with some texture. I've got to paint the thing real kind of rough looking. And then we're going to do our thing with our crazy brush. That is not the crazy brush though. This barn needs to look rough. And that shadow really lightened up on me. On both sides. There he is. That's the ticket. And just a touch darker. Right in there. In here. There's these things in there. Which is hard to explain, but just trust me. This goes a touch darker here and there. That is a good looking barn. But how do we finish up this foreground And I'm glad you asked, because we're going to add some dappled lighting in here on our tree. And there's circles in dappled lighting. If you haven't watched that video yet, I show how to make really good dappled lighting with gouache. Gouache is an opaque medium. And look at that. That really brightened up right here. And here we go. And nice. Okay, the next part I need to grab some fresh water, because this water has got to be thrown away. If your water looks like that, dump it out. I'm going to put in some clean water. I like using bottled water, or today we're using Arrowhead because I'm drinking it too. If I don't want to drink it, I definitely don't want it in my paintings. There's my water. Nice clean water. For this next part, I need clean water. And I need a nice clean paper towel, which I just got a whole bunch of paper towels, but they are all in the living room right now. Good times. Here we go. We've got one brush. We're going to do some cool special effects stuff right now with our painting. This is a tricky spot. We're going to take this brush and we're going to make where this thing looks like it has light. So I'm taking a little bit of water out of the brush. Going to start right here. And I'm lifting. Now, I'm gonna get in here like that. Now I'm gonna come in here. There we go. Look at that. Nice little thing of light coming in. Woo! We're going to bring some light in our background. Look at that. Right in here. Look at that. I gotta keep saying it. Look at that. Look at that. Let's get in here. Lighten up this. See, I only do it once, and I get out of there, okay? I don't go back in over there and go again and go again, okay? I need some right here on this part of the barn. Look at that. Look at that. Look at right here. There's some light hitting our tree. Woo! Let's push back this barn right here. Oof. And this area. Nice. I don't want you looking over there. I got this nice thick area here. Let's quiet those lines down just a little bit, because they're too much around our friend weeds. Inside of the barn, a little bit of light. Inside this part of the barn, a little bit of light. Look at that. And look at that, look at that, look at that. Alright. We need this area here. And you're gonna go, you never did this before, Gabriel. Well, I needed to learn it and before I could teach it. That's my philosophy. So you probably have seen it in some recent paintings, but I didn't I'm really still not teaching you how to do this. I'm just showing you. Yeah. Let's pull back that tape. Come on. Let's land the plane, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Step up to be amazed. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, what a good looking painting. And I am just so grateful to have each and every one of you be a part of this painting. But you know, before you go, we didn't put in the shadow. And we need to put in the shadow of, that's right, of the light. So this shadow is going to come down, down, and then there's this little bit here, and then this thing. Woo! Are you kidding me? Look at that! Wow! Let's drop a little bit of water in there. Nice. Take a little bit of that Sleeping Beauty turquoise and just darken this up right in here and right here. That's nice and dark. Around that little light bulb needs some dark brown so that white will pop out. Maybe a little bit of white is going to pop out there. A little bit of that lovely green coming up like this. Alright! Ladies and gentlemen, jury of the crowd, once again, thank you so much for encouraging my behavior. We have, hopefully, better days than sad ones. I hope this encouraged you to do wonderful works of art. If you want to learn, I am taking a couple more people as for my mentoring. We just had a few people finished, and they're moving on to bigger and greater things. And this is a mentoring thing that I do that can be all done on Zoom. The whole thing is to help you get to the next spot in your painting journey. And if you think that's something that you want to do, please message me at Gabriel Stockton. Well, the email is info@GabrielStocktonFineArt.com. And let's talk and let's get you where you want to be in your watercolor journey. I will have some upcoming courses. We start here real soon again with the beginning watercolor class here locally. And the last thing I wanted to show you, holy cow, we need some little textures in here. Some little textures. Not a whole bunch, just some nice little ones towards the bottom. And then a nice little edge. And then, wow. And just a little more dark right there. And there. Now, let me go get the thing that I wanted to show you. Very, very helpful tool to have in your toolbox. Now, not everybody all at once. Okay. So let me put this away. I will sign it, but it's still really wet. Let me know if you're interested in this painting. I'd be more than happy to let it go. All right. Next, you've all been waiting for is this. Have you seen these? Have you used them? Let me know in the chat. All 9 of you. Dr. P.H. Martins. These are the transparent ones. We have golden brown. Very good looking color. And we have sunshine yellow. Have you used these? Have you used these? These are the Hydrus. These are watercolor, my friends. These are fine watercolor. These are turquoise. This is turquoise blue. All right, I should turn these around. I just found out these are made in San Diego. Did you know that? Did you know that these are made in San Diego? Here's another Dr. P.H. Martins Hydrus Ultramarine Blue. All right, so just so you know, met the chemist. He is also an artist. He works for them. Name, I have not been released to share the name yet. And we might even go, oh, you don't? Okay. Coach Lance, you should try him out. I'm pretty sure you can get them at Michael's, Blick, Cheap Joe's, I'm sure has them. These are good friends of mine use these for watercolors. How would I use them? What a great question. Let me show you. How many of you remember the cool little thing I showed not too long ago? Where is he? Don't be shy. He's right here. Come on. Well, I just gave one away. Alright. Well, he's being shy. So, you can use these just like watercolors. Okay? So, check it out. Here we have some paper. And so, let's go first with these lovely guys. So, this is also watercolor. This is not, it does not have a light fastness that that some of you might not like. So this is what it looks like without adding water. Okay. Now these lovely guys here. This is, so that was the golden yellow. This has this little dabber thing where I can get some and make a little drop. Now you can put this on your palette. I would use maybe a sushi plate that you don't plan on eating with. Now I can add some nice clean water to this and it gets lighter just like watercolor. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? So, thank you to Dr. P.H. Martins up in Oceanside, California, where I just had my art show. I just took down an art show today. Some pretty cool paintings. I'll be sharing those. You probably already saw the pictures from the show and the event that we had. Do you want to see what the this? Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead. We'll go ahead. Y'all are here. Check this color out. Dun dun dun. So this is the lovely blue tamarine. Not a color that I use much, and that's why I got it. So, sorry, blue ultramarine. What am I saying? Blue tamarine. It's been a long day, friends. I've drove quite a bit today. Look at that. It's doing some really cool special effects there, huh? So you can't get bored with painting watercolors. That's my point of this whole thing. This is just another tool in your toolbox. Let's look at the sunshine yellow. How would I use these, if you ask me, is if maybe there's an area that I need to kill whitey, meaning I need to stain the background of a painting. Say I want this color to start with, not white. I would probably do that. I would probably, yes, I would, if I wanted to use these with a large painting. These are really inexpensive. Don't buy, every one of them all at once, right? But, try one out of each. You got the Radiant Concentrated, and then you got the Hydrus. My buddy uses these, and that's all he paints with. That's all he paints with. And I bet he has a couple of Daniel Smith tubes. And these will work really well with your Daniel Smith. And so, what will I do with this picture? Good question. I will actually paint a picture on the back. And I am perfectly fine with doing these test swatches and painting a picture on the back. Actually, this is the front. How cool is that? Yep, because there is my watermark. So this is the front of the page. Anywho, thank you if you're just now joining us. This is what we were painting. This was from my birthday. And we just finished this lovely thing here. And we changed it up. We got some dudes here. We had our model, Mr. Smith, joined us. Say hi again. The check's in the mail, buddy. Okay, thanks. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week on another Watercolor Wednesday. Have a wonderful week. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep encouraging other people to paint. Keep encouraging this world, because you, my friend, are a world changer. Keep painting and looking at the world and seeing it in a unique and beautiful way. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.